Hi.
Hello. Hello. Welcome to the Weink Podcast. This is our first episode, and this is where stories go beyond the pages. I'm Elsa, and today I'm with Anais.
Hi. I'm so excited
This
to
is
be
our,
here.
I know this is the first ever episode.
I know. I'm happy to be trial round. Let's go.
I know you're a little bit on my test run, so be patient with me. So first, before we start, I would like to introduce yourself, but I thought I could try to do it for you. So a little bit of research. So I'm going to try to introduce yourself, but please do stop me if anything you think is wrong, and then you can correct me, or we can add anything. Okay?
Sounds good. Go for
So
it.
from what I found, you've had this really interesting dual path. You started as a writer, where you published on free platform under Cloclovilla. And now you're also the founder of Weink. So you've written across a few different romance worlds, and a lot of your story seems to live in the space where there's love and danger that collides.
I
That
love
was
a
my
good
main.
action romance.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when I was looking for your book to prep for today. There's a lot of danger in your books.
If they,
We can get into that.
if it doesn't have fights or action or someone that's kick ass gonna I don't know. I like the mystery as well. I feel like it's exciting. It's a lot more exciting. Even when I try to do contemporary, and I end up doing romantic suspense because there's always something that ends up happening.
Yeah, you did more. But how come do you think, sorry, I'm already in the questions. Is there anything you want to add to your own introduction presentation? What do you think people should know about yourself?
I have something really excited that happened not too long ago, which is that the very first book that I wrote, which was Falling for My Bodyguard, which did very well on Wattpad and ended up being picked up by Galatea, was just converted into a miniserie on Candy
Ah, that's
Jar.
so exciting.
Yes. So I think that was like a dream come true. I never, when I started writing, I think I was like, oh, sorry, I'm probably going into questions you're going to ask later
No, but
on.
let's just go into it. Who needs introduction? Tell us.
Yeah, I started writing when I was, I think, 16 or 17. And then I never expected then that what I would write would become a bestseller or even turn into a miniserie. That was beyond any expectation. I was writing fan fictions. That's how I started. I started writing fan fictions about Vampire Academy because I was just so hooked. And then one of my books ended up, well, Falling for My Bodyguard was initially a fan fiction about Vampire Academy, but it was one of the
Hmm.
later ones that I wrote, and it was out of character. It was an alternate universe. Basically, everything was different. I ended up changing all the names and making it my first original. If you're an author writing fan fictions and you write an out of character alternate universe, that can be your first original. I know I initially thought it was so scary to write an original. I feel like when you're writing a fan fiction, it's like you're behind someone else's universe. So it feels safer because if there's something wrong with the universe, it's not your fault in a way.
I guess it's also a bit easier to insert yourself in a world that's been already built.
Yeah, the magic system's already there, the types of characters are already there. But writing an original is much more you think people are going to be so criticize you so much harder because it's your own work when in reality people are so nice.
Yeah, but you're right. When I read a book, I never go, I would never have said this. You get into the story.
Yeah. Or you stop
And
reading and that's okay.
yeah, that is also fine. Not every book is for everyone. That's why they have
Exactly.
so many.
Exactly.
And so you directly started to publish online then. You've never written secretly on a drive somewhere. It's always been published.
Yeah.
How come you always had you felt like online was the place to go?
I
Does it bring you something more to you as a writer?
Yes, for sure. So basically, the process was when I finished reading Vampire Academy, I was so sad and I didn't want the story to end. And I think we've all had this experience before with at least a few books. That's when I discovered fan fictions. I know I was very, very late to the party, but I discovered fan fiction and was like, oh my God, there's just so many more stories of my favorite characters written by other people. And I found that on fanfiction.net. And I started there reading so many fanfictions. And at some point, I was like, you know what? I want to write my own. But because I already read so many from other people, it was a lot easier to just post my first chapter there directly because then it just felt like it almost felt natural to do it. What changed my entire view on publishing online is that people then started commenting, being like, "Oh my God, this is so cool! Oh, I can't wait to read the rest!" And people would like and interact with me. And I feel like as a new author, that was like the highlight of my day. And people were saying like such good comments. Even if my book at that time, I was 16. I don't think my book was
Mm-hmm.
that good, but that was like my very, very first fan fiction that I wrote. And people were very like hyping me up and saying they wanted the next chapter and things like this. And that was such a high motivation. And I think that that's one of the biggest advantage of publishing online is that every time then I wanted to write a book, I would write it online because I know I would get like the motivation from the my community, from any users that would find the book, that would comment, review, all of this would be such high. Like it would help me finish the book faster. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's why I ended up publishing online every single time.
No, I get it. The motivation and the people, really, the drive.
Yeah, the people are
Um,
amazing. The book community online is so good. I know that some authors get like bad reviews on their books, and I know that they make posts about things like this, but I think the large majority of the community online that are book related, like readers, are just so kind. Really, like it's insane.
oh, it's beautiful the way you speak about it. You can tell that like you've definitely been helped in your own way, creatively wise, with people.
Absolutely.
Um, and so you first started to write as Cloclovilla, right? Why did you? First of all, where does Cloclovilla comes from? Because it's not very close to Anais Garnier. And then when did the switch happen?
So I started writing as Cloclovilla, and Cloclovilla, don't ask me why. It's literally my username from everything that I created when I was starting my 8 years old. And I do remember it was because I wanted to sign up to a Diddles website, like those mouse with really big ears, Diddle.
Yes, of course, Diddles. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I wanted to sign up to a website that was like a game for those, and I had to come up with a username. And I was with a friend that was like, "Come on, come on, come on!" And I was just blurting out Cloclovilla, so it makes no sense at all. There is no logic behind it at all. But yeah, that was my username for everything. You can find me on Instagram. You can find everything I created is Cloclovilla.
A small little advert for your Insta.
Yeah, no, really. But literally, you can type Cloclovilla. I think I'm the only one that ever had that username, and you will find everything I'm signed up to, which is a little bit
Oh, it's good
embarrassing.
to know. So if you look for Anais, you can find her on Instagram, TikTok, or Diddle with Cloclovilla.
Then made the switch to Anais Garnier when my books actually started being hyped up by other people and getting like a lot of views. At that point, I was like, okay, you know what? Like, Cloclovilla was kind of a wall I was hiding behind. Again, it's still scary to write under your own name, but at some point when my books were doing well, I was like, you know what? I'm proud that I wrote these books. Like, let the world know that
Mm.
it's me. Let my friends know that it's me. Let my parents know that it's me. I'm proud that I was able to write a book. And not a lot of, even if you write a book and you think it's not that good, keep in mind that many people don't even write a book. Like, writing
Oh
a
my,
book and
it's so much
finishing
time.
it, I know finishing a book, that's like an achievement on its own, and anybody should be proud of that.
No, I agree. I agree. So you changed from using username because you were like, I'm an author. I should
Yeah.
be out there with my actual name. That's beautiful.
Changed wrote Anais Garnier on all of my covers, changed my pen name to my own name. Yeah, no, it was a jump.
I know we mentioned a little bit about it, that your stories often they take place where you have danger or a lot of pressure, a lot of action. And so what brings you back to there like, emotionally? Why do you always need that kind of stories?
I think there's multiple things. I think there's one part which that I personally love reading books that have action because I feel like the story goes so fast because you're just going from action to action. So those are, for example, I love trials. I love a kick-ass FMC that's gonna find herself in like trouble a lot of times and then figure a way out of it. I love mafia romances, car chases, gangs, bombings, romantic suspense. All of these are the books that I love to read. So it also makes sense
So
that I would lean that way.
you're writing the books you wish were out there, kinda.
Definitely, 100%. And I think the other part I love watching, like I think all the series that I do take the time to watch are going to be like police series, like FBI, like SWAT, like all these type of things. And so, your life inspires you to write. And sometimes I see an episode and I'm at the end of the episode and like it brings me a scene of a book. So obviously it's going to be a lot of action and a lot of like trauma. Sometimes I actually like I watch like an episode and then there's always a victim, right? And then the victim gets saved. But I'm always thinking like, what happens to that person, you know? Like she's probably gonna have PTSD and she's probably gonna have trauma and she's probably and then I'm like, I want to write her love story.
I
Like
love that. Does it always
that's
have to be love?
yes, it always has to be love. I love love.
Love that.
It has to be love.
I think because you nourish yourself of other medias that are action packed, then obviously that's why you also, because I think your environment nourishes you a lot creatively in everything that you do in different arts. So it makes complete sense that this is the path you're taking because this is what you're giving yourself.
And I mean, I think every author should want to read their book. So I feel like I
Yeah.
want to read a book that I want to read. So I will write a book with all the things that I love inside of it.
Yeah, that makes complete sense. And actually from your two different books, right? Because you have the Falling series that's very action-packed driven, and then I know you started on reading the Running from the Woods. That's opening a whole different world. How is it to do a bit less contemporary, a bit more fantasy, urban fantasy, like building a whole new world? It's very different creatively, I'm guessing.
The first series I wrote is very much mafia, FBI, bodyguard, like contemporary, but very much action packed. And I am now only trying out my fantasy era, and it's liberating. You can do whatever you want. No, but really, like you can invent whatever magic system you want, whatever creature you want. It's a completely different world. So Running from the Woods is a dystopian. So I'm still set in human world, but there's magical creatures that appear and humans that are being mistreated and trying to figure out their way in life. And there's like a sort of war with like the mystical creatures. I don't want to give too much away, but that's basically what Running into the Wood is. But I've also started, because I can't help myself, I write multiple books at once, but I also started another one, which is the Rogue Trials, which hasn't been published anywhere yet, and it's going to be an exclusive for Weink. And that book is fully fantasy. Fully fantasy, so there is not even, I don't think there's even humans inside. So then your imagination can run wild. Do what you want, magic system what you want. If you want the sky to be purple and have two suns, then you do that. If you want creatures, exactly, right? If you want everybody to be able to see in the dark, then you do that. And if, I mean, this it's so freeing.
Does
You
it
can do
feel
whatever you
less? Yeah,
want.
exactly. And maybe a less limiting to the reality of what we have.
It is. It is, and I think it's a good thing and also a bad thing. Not really bad, but let's say it's a good thing because your imagination can run wild. It's a bad thing because you need to set your boundaries of that world because it cannot be all over the place. And because it's
Yeah.
not set by the custom that you already know, you need to set your boundaries. What can they do and can they not do? That makes it harder. So it's not bad, it just makes it harder.
I like that. It's like, it's not hard, it's freeing, but it's harder. I feel like it's very much a writer. There's so many different things that are opposite and together. And then you also have your book, The Love We Deny, which feels very different from all your other stories. So, like, how did you get there? The Love, which will explain maybe what The Love We Deny is quickly.
So The Love We Deny is a sport romance. It's about a professional cheerleader falling in love with a football player on her team. So something that is completely forbidden.
Yeah. No werewolves, no magic.
No magic. Contemporary sport romance. They end up being neighbors as well. So it's basically it's a lot of angst. They try to stay away from each other because they know they can't do it, but at the same time they see each other everywhere, and the tension is off the chart. And at some point, you never know what's going to happen. So I'm not going to spoil anything else. And there's a lot about friendship as well in this book, side characters, and this it's a little bit of a romantic suspense near the end as well because I couldn't help myself. But that book was basically inspired by Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. So that's something
Hmm.
that I was watching, and I was like, oh my God, it's insane, all the rules they have to follow and all the restrictions that they have and all of that. And I ended up writing a story that was inspired initially by that. And I had to learn about American like football because I knew nothing about that. So you would see me like watching football like on my free time just to
Watching
figure
games,
out
yeah.
what's a touchdown, what's like the 22, what's a catch 22 or Hails
Oh,
Mary.
don't ask
Like
me. I only know the rules of rugby and
I
football is not even that clear in my head.
I think before I did that, I didn't even know there was three teams. I thought it was just one team like rugby because like you, I watch rugby and not even soccer or just rugby. But I thought it was one team, but no, football has three teams. Anyways, I learned a
I
lot.
don't know.
but now I actually like it. I became a football fan. Like
Did
now I
you
actually
actually watch games?
so, and because the time zone is so like not right, sometimes I would wake up at
Of course.
3 a.m. just to watch a game.
Oh wow, so you were really motivated for us to get this book
I know, but I
to
like
learn.
yeah. It was work, I had to do it. I just had
So
to.
you were forced. I don't know if I would wake up for work at 3 a.m., you know? So you write all those amazing books, right? And then at this point, is that when We Ink start to come to your mind?
It definitely did. It definitely did. I think it came to me about, oh, time flies. I think about 5 years ago now. The idea itself, not, I didn't do anything with it, but just the idea itself. And I remember because from my background, I do have like a business background in addition to being an author. And so as a business person, I looked at it and was like, wait, this makes business sense. Like it can be a great idea, but if it makes no business sense, then you can pursue it like as a charity if you want to, but it's just as a livelihood, it's going to be difficult. But so I was looking into everything and I looked into the numbers, ended up building like a whole financial plan and everything. Like, and I was like, can we make this happen for authors around the world? And then I was like, yeah, this makes sense. This can actually be a thing. And then I was thinking, but I'm not smarter than anybody else. If I've thought about it, probably 100 other people have thought about it. And so I started looking, I was like, someone must have built something. And if they did, I wanted to join. I wanted to be part of that community because I thought, why do we have YouTube where video creators can put on videos and then get paid for it and nobody tells them they can't do it or needs to select them to do it or these type of things. And then music started having musicians have Spotify as well. And so I was like, what is there for books? And I was like, yeah, so books has Kindle. But Kindle people need to pay for it. So it's not the same thing and you don't have the same amount of people. Kindle is not in every country, it's not in every language. So you're still very limited. And so I was like, there's gotta be something. And I looked and I looked and I looked and there was nothing. Nothing. So I was like, okay, you know what? Like it makes sense to build it like business wise. It's something that I'm very passionate about and I really want to be able to help authors around the world to like make money from their work. It's hard work to write a book. Like even if you write
It
three
is.
chapters or five chapters or a book that has 140,000 words, like no matter how much you write, it's hard work. There's research, there's planning, there's mapping, there's typing. It takes years, years and
I,
years sometimes to write
I
a
think it's
book.
so interesting because you really came into this idea from the writer's point of view. You know, like sometimes you have a business idea and you're more thinking the financial outcome or what can here. You really, I think, did this on your own perspective, which I think makes it so much more helpful to then know which feature would be good, what is important. Maybe we should do and explain a little bit what Wink is, because that has not really been explained since we've been here.
I think we already gave you guys hints with like the YouTube and Spotify aspect, but I promise it's going to be better for books. But we're building the missing components from the creator economy. So basically, we want authors to be able to earn money from books that are free, just like YouTube has free videos with ads and they still get paid. We want to do the same thing for books. So readers can come and read. If they don't want to pay for a subscription, they can. They just have ads and you earn from your ads as an author. And then we want to really build that up. So that's like the ground base. And after that, we really want to support authors in a lot of different ways to diversify your IP, to help you do marketing, to help you do formatting, to create maps, to help you with editing, translations, creating audiobooks, like you name it. We want to make it happen for you. So the goal is really to create a whole ecosystem where you can just come as an experienced author, but or as a novice, and you have all the tools there to help you make money, build your community, do marketing, diversify into different languages, different IP, really be read by people from all over the world, all while making money. So that's the goal. And on the reader side, I mean, we're gonna have all the authors. So come read on Weink. It's free, it's completely free. You get an immersive experience. We're really working super hard on a very personalized algorithm. Not going to divulge all of the secrets of our algorithm, but it's really going to be tailored to you, to your mood reads, to what you like, to your tropes and all this. And that's a good way as well for every author to get their chance. Because we all know that readers are extremely moody and extremely specific in what they want to read. Sometimes I want to read a werewolf
That's
romance,
very
but
true.
I know I want to read a werewolf romance, but I don't want magic. Yeah, go find me a book that has werewolf, no magic, no witches. Like sometimes you want like something very specific, and we want to be able to provide that for you. So every single book gets their chance to be put in front of readers that actually want to read them. There's a lot that we have planned, so please tag along. We do say a lot of stuff on Instagram. We say a lot of stuff on TikTok as well. So please tag along. We want to share the excitement. So come be
We
excited with us
do.
for all the cool stuff.
You can find us on Weink app. That's our name for all our socials. I think you did a very, very good summary of what we do. I don't know about you, Anais, but when I talk about people about We Inc., not face to face, but if I'm doing messages or online, I get a lot of like, this sounds too good to be true. I think the fact that it's free to distribute, and we don't ask if you ever go on the app, we never ask for any bank details, card, like we never ask for money ever, because the goal is for you to get money, not for us to go and steal it. I think that's the part I find frustrating sometimes because I get called names or be like, oh, you're just a scam. I'm like, I promise, I'm just trying to help both end.
Yeah. No, I think it's not because it's too good to be true that it has to be a scam. Okay, so please, if you hear anybody saying that Wink is a scam, or they think it's a scam, or things like this, like please set them straight. We are not. Like everything's completely free. We don't ask for your bank details. Like we're not scamming anyone. Like just check it out. Just look for yourself. I do agree with you, Elsa. Like sometimes it is like we're trying so hard to build something and to spread the word, and yeah, it's a bit heartbreaking to see how traumatized people in the industry have been by
Well, yeah, because
scammers.
there's a reason. There's a reason, and for good, because it has happened. And so people need also to be guarded. Um, but
Yeah,
hopefully they can be guarded with us.
yeah,
They
yeah.
can join us and be safe.
This is what happens when it's
Mhm.
created by authors. It sounds too good to be true,
Exactly.
but it's because it's created by authors for authors and readers. Like we're
Oh, I
here.
love that. Is there any advice that you have for any fellow authors out there that are like maybe starting to write?
I think as a general advice, I would just say it's a lot easier said than done, but don't be afraid. The community out there is very kind. You will have people that will help you build your book if it's something that you want to do. If you want to publish chapter by chapter and have people support you, like do that. I know that this is something that really, really helped me while I was building my book and writing, like at least at the start. So I think, yeah, don't be scared to start writing. And sometimes you're going to write something and it's going to sound horrible and you're going to hate it, but keep writing because what I've learned as well is that sometimes we're our worst critics and we might write something and be like, oh, it's horrible. And then 2 days later, you're going to come back and you're going to read it and you're going to be like, oh, it's not that bad. That's actually pretty good. So be kind to yourself when you're writing, and it's okay to edit later on, but don't disregard your work too easily because sometimes it's better than you think.
I think that's really good advice because you cannot edit a blank page. So it's better to just go and write and then go back to it.
Absolutely.
And is there anything you think you do as an author that others don't? Do you think you have a little secret that
Oh
you want to
God.
share?
I wouldn't say it's a secret. I think I have writing quirks for sure. Something that I think other authors might not do. Don't write in order. Write whatever comes to my mind. So if I want to write part of a chapter that's like chapter 32 while I'm writing chapter 1, then I'm going to do that. And then when I get there, I'm going to link it to my story. But I write the parts that inspire me. And even within the same chapter, I'm not going to start from the top and go to the bottom. I'm just going to write the scenes that inspire me and then I'm going to link them together. So I might start writing the beginning of my chapter and then write the ending of my chapter and then write something in the middle and then something there and then link them together. But I don't think I've ever written a single chapter in order or a single book in order. Like
Yeah.
I think yeah, it's beyond me. I just get excited for what comes next and I want to write. I feel like when you're writing, when you're excited and you can portray the emotions and the excitement and the scene better because you really see it in your head. Like when I'm writing, I have like a whole movie in my head. Like I'm seeing it entirely, which makes it easier to describe as well. But yeah, I think that might be a quirk that I do that I don't think
No,
other authors
that's
do.
good. We'll see. Maybe we'll ask people around. I'll ask the question to more people.
Yeah, go
And
for it.
so, before we wrap up, do you have any like future project or ongoing things you want us to keep an eye out for?
Well, obviously, I do want you to keep an eye out for Weink. So if you're new to us and you've never heard about us, please do check it out. We have a website, we have an app, everything's totally free, so please do check us out. But otherwise, I do have a book that is coming out that I'm very excited about. It's not completed yet, I'm still writing it, but it's the book that's going to be exclusive on Weink, which is called Rogue's Trials. And can I give like the premise of the book?
Yeah, of course.
All right, so it's set in a world where it's with shifter werewolves. So you have this girl that was banished from her pack, and the only way for her to not lose her mind from the solitude is to participate in the rogues' trials, during which she will have the opportunity to join a pack again if she is so chosen. But so she's already been a rogue for 8 years, and she's like, okay, this is it. If I don't go this year and I have to wait another 5 years, I'm not going to make it. So she decides to go, but the rogues' trials are deadly. They're deadly, they're rough. I mean, you can tell chapter one,
Of
somebody,
course, they're deadly and rough, knowing your.
yes. I mean, someone dies in chapter one, so it kind of sets the scene. But
Okay.
you're gonna find a kick-ass FMC that's it does a bit of weak to strong as well. So if that's the kind of vibe that you like, then go for it. And also, of course, it's a love story. So there's going to be the alpha of the most savage lands that is going to be there with all the other alphas, and it's going to be an
I love
enemies
how
to
you
lovers.
saying, for people that are not seeing the video, she's saying all this with a big smile on her face, which I think is so funny.
Yes, they're going to die and fight and kill
And
and
he dies from chapter one, big smile.
but yeah, if you like an action-packed shifter romance that it has a unique magic system and enemies to lovers and all of the things that I love, then I hope you'll check it out. It's gonna be Rogue's Trial and it's gonna be only on Week, coming very soon.
I was really lucky to already listen to the first two episodes, sorry, first chapter, and it's really good. I think it's one of your best writing. I'm
That's
really, really excited.
that's because my new passion now is reading my chapters out loud and then sending it to my friends. And I think I do the voices and everything, and it's I mean I
No, but you do
you
them
can see if it
so
sounds
well.
correct.
No, but you do them so well. I get so excited when you send me a chapter. Would you do that? Would you turn your book into an audiobook?
100%, 100%. And I'm really excited because we are actually getting the tools on Wing, so I can stop doing it with my own voice and my very, very bad male voices.
No, I'll miss it, but I do think the studio creator we're doing on We Inc. will be helpful.
Yes, yes,
It's
for
good. I
sure.
have the archive. I have the OG audiobook.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Anais, for joining me today, telling us more about your book and about Wink, your creative process behind. And thank you for everyone also that listened to us. And you can find most of Anais' book on Wink, and you can follow us along on all social media, and we'll be here in the next episode.
Thank you so much for having me. Bye, everyone.